All right, hi, welcome to a math lesson with Interns for Good. Today we will be learning about integers and more specifically how to add and subtract them. All right, so some of our objectives today are to review the basics of integers and then learn how to add and subtract them. So the intended age group for this is about 4th to 6th grade, or ages 9 to 12. And the skills we will be learning today are adding and subtracting integers. All right, let's get started. So, what is an integer? An integer is a whole number that can be positive, negative, or 0. So down here I've included 3 different numbers, also considered integers. To the left down here we have positive 5, which I denoted using a positive sign, but you don't necessarily need it. It could be something like this right here. We have negative numbers, which are showed by this dash right here. If you see a dash in front of a number, you know it's negative. And so all 3 of these numbers are considered integers. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is learn about the number line. And so here are the negative numbers and positive numbers in a number line, and this will help us understand how to add and subtract. So we see that it starts at 0 right here, which is also considered an integer. And so positive integers are to the right of 0 and negative integers are to the left of 0. So as we can see, for positive integers, it increases by 1 each time. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And for negative integers, it will go down each time. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And so this will help us add and subtract because we know that when you add, you move to the right. So say we wanted to get 3 plus 0, for example. We'd go from 0, we'd move right, 1, 2, 3. And if we wanted to subtract, get from 2 to 1, we'd go left, 1. And so that's how we use a number line to add and subtract. All right, so here I have some rules for adding integers. I don't want you guys to worry about all of this right now. I will go into more detail along with some examples, but I think it would be helpful to maybe write these down and include some space in between each so that you can put examples between. All right, so right here, the first one we have is a positive number plus a positive number. And so to make things just a little bit easier, I have shown positive numbers with a plus sign, and for negative numbers, like right here, I'll show with a negative sign. So the first thing is a positive number plus a positive number. So that's something like 2 plus 5, which is equal to 7, right? If you used a number line, it doesn't go up to 7 here, but if you added 5, if you moved to the right 5 times, you would get to 7. And with 10 plus 3, which is equal to 13, you start at 10, you move right 3 times, you get 13. Or you can use mental math and realize that 10, you add 3 to it, you go 11, 12, 13. So next we have a negative number plus a negative number. So we have a negative 5 plus negative 3, which is equal to negative 8. So this will be something like over here. It's not on the number line, but in order to get this, you will move 3 to the left. So like here, if it was an example on the number line, let's say we start at negative 1, right? If we want to get to negative 4, it would be 1, 2, 3, minus 3. Negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. All right, same thing with negative 6 plus negative 10. When you add 6 and 10 together, you get 16. And so basically when you add a negative number plus a negative number, you'll get a negative number. So 6 plus 10 is 16, and you just add a negative in front of it, and you get negative 16. So yeah. All right, so here we have a smaller negative number up here plus a bigger positive number. So this would be something like negative 2, which is a small negative number, plus a big positive number, which is 4. So we have negative 2 plus 4, which is equal to 2. So down here, if we look at the number line, we start at negative 2. We'll move 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and we get positive 2. We can do the same thing with negative 4 plus 8. Start at negative 4 on the number line, move to the right 8 times, and we will get positive 4. So basically, that's how you do it. You go to 0 first from -4, and then you go 4 more, and that gets you 4. All right, so here we have a bigger negative number plus a smaller positive number. We start with a -4, which is a bigger negative number, plus a smaller positive number. So the 2 is smaller than the 4, and so that's why we're using this example. So we start at -4. We add 2. So basically, we're moving to the right. We start at -4 here. We realize that this is an addition problem and that we will be going to the right. And so we start at -4, we move 2 to the right. 1, 2, and we get -2. All right, same thing with -8 plus 4. You have -8, you move to the right on the number line 4 times, and you get -4. So basically, it's 8 minus 4, but -8 plus 4, which will get you -4. Okay, so now we have some rules for subtracting integers. Again, pause the video, take some notes, write these down. Okay, so here we have the most basic, which is a bigger positive number minus a smaller positive number, which will give us a positive number. So we have something like 7 minus 5 equals 2, and we can easily show this on the number line because 7, we start at the 7, and we move to the left 5 times. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will give you 2. So now that we know that, what is 6 minus 5? So 6 minus 5, we would start at 6. We go left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get 1. So 1 is our answer for this question. All right, so next we have a smaller positive number minus a bigger positive number, which will give us a negative number. And so if we direct our attention over here to this problem right here, we have 4 minus 9 equals -5. Okay, so down here I have written that -5 is 9 spaces to the left of 4. So I want you to think of it in terms of that. So down here we have this number line, right? We have 4, and we will go to the left 9 times. So we start at 4 down here, and we jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We end at -5. We've jumped 9 spaces to the left. -5 is 9 spaces to the left of 4. And so that is how we get an answer of -5. So let's try it with 3 minus 6. So 3 minus 6, we start at 3. So at the number line below right here, start at 3, and we'll go to the left 6 times because it's a negative number, or it's subtraction. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so that will give us -3 because -3 is 6 spaces to the left of 3. You travel 6 spaces to the left in order to get -3. Okay, so now we have a bigger negative number minus a smaller negative number, which is equal to a negative number. And what do I mean by this? I have something like -6 minus a -3. So a bigger negative number, -6, and a smaller negative number is -3. So what we'll do is we will start at a -6, and basically what you're going to do is think of it like this: -6 minus a -3. And basically the minus signs cancel out, and we have, we have -6 plus a +3. And so getting rid of the positive in front of the 3 because we really don't need it, we have a -6 plus 3, which is equal to -3. Now, if we showed this on the number line down here, we would start at -6. So -6, and we move to the right because now it is an addition problem. The minus signs cancel out, and it is an addition problem. So we will go 1, 2, 3, and we will get -3. If it makes things easier, you see the negative signs for -6 minus -3, just put a vertical line through them. So it's -6 plus +3. So here we have -4 minus -2. So we do the same thing. We put a plus sign through it. It's minus a negative, which is equal to addition. So -4 plus a +2 is equal to -4 plus 2, which is equal to -2. We can show that on the number line because a -4 plus 2, so we move to the right, 1, 2, and we get negative 2. Remember that minus a negative is basically equal to plus a positive. Put a vertical line through the minus signs and you get addition. Okay, so now we have a smaller negative number minus a bigger negative number, which will give us a positive number. All right, let me show you an example. So we have negative 5 minus a negative 9. So we're going to cancel out the subtraction signs, and we're going to make it a positive sign instead. So we have negative 5 plus positive 9. And so we go down to the number line here. We start at negative 5. We'll go to the right 9 times because we're adding now. We're not subtracting anymore. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to 0. And then we will go 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you get negative 5 plus 9, you will get 4. Let's do it with this example over here. We have negative 3 minus a negative 6. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to cancel out the minus signs, add a vertical line through them. We'll get positive 3. Let's show this on the number line down here. So we start at negative 3, and it's plus 6 now because we've canceled the minus signs out. We get 1, 2, 3 to 0, and then 1, 2, 3. So that will add up to 6, and we will have a final answer of 3. So I want you guys to just keep in mind that when you have a positive number minus a negative number, you will get a positive number. So what do I mean by this? We have 6, which is a positive number, minus a negative number. So minus negative 2 here. Remember, we cancel out, we add a vertical line through this. It becomes 6 plus positive 2, which is equal to 6 plus 2. And when you add 6 and 2 together, you get 8. And so down here, we have negative number minus a positive number, which is equal to negative number. So we have negative 6, which is a negative number, minus a positive number, minus 3. And so what I like to think of this is plus a negative. So I have written here negative 6 plus a negative 3. Because we're subtracting, so we will be moving left on the number line 3 times, and it's basically adding a negative. So down here, you can look on the number line, start at negative 6. If you minus 3 from negative 6, you go to the left 3 times, right? So you go from negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. And that's basically going to the left 3 times. And it's basically equal to negative 6 plus negative 3, which is equal to negative 9. All right, let's do some practice. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to pause the video, do these problems on your own, and when you come back, I will have the answers ready for you. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you've paused and you worked on the problems, and I will now show you the answers. All right, and just in case, there are number lines in the previous slides. There are number lines on Google you can look up to help you solve these problems. If you have any questions, I will show you a way to get them answered. Okay, so here's a game to help you practice these new skills that you've learned. So this is a racing game where you answer questions about adding and subtracting integers, and the more you answer correctly, the farther to the front you'll get, so you'll go faster. All right, so hi, I'm Jennifer Zhang, and I'm a high school volunteer for Interns for Good. I love giving presentations and interacting with others. I'm currently a senior, and my favorite subjects are science, math, and choir. And my email is listed right down here. If you have any questions, just click the link in the PowerPoint or the slideshow, and it will directly take you to email. Or you can just copy this into your subject line on email, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. I also had a friend, Karthika Parangoth, who worked on this slideshow with me. She didn't want to be in the video for personal reasons, and so I just wanted to introduce her a little bit. She is currently a senior in high school. She's also volunteering for Interns for Good. She loves explaining and teaching topics as well as giving presentations. Her favorite subjects are science, math, and art. And if you have any questions, you can also email her. Her email is listed right here. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure you email either of us. If you have any questions from the practice questions, we will be more than happy to answer them. And if you'd like a live review, we would be more than happy to help. So thank you guys for coming.